So we're going to be talking about the future S-Class heroes in this video, and all of the characters that I'm going to be talking about are just the ones that I personally feel are going to achieve that rank eventually in the story. When that will happen, your guess is as good as mine. I'm really unsure how far into the story One Punch Man will go. It's likely we're only really going to get like a 6-month time span, possibly. I hope it goes further than that, or at least that these characters achieve that rank within that time. It really depends on how far one wants to take the power-ups of these individual characters. But let me also say that I'm not really going to be throwing any wild speculations out there. I really do honestly believe that a lot of these characters will at least achieve that rank, or at least are projected to be there at some point, regardless of where the story ends up, based off of their potential and some contextual clues as well. So let's get into it. So let's start off with one of the obvious picks, and that is iaian. So he's already A-Class rank 2, and if we're being honest here, he's definitely A-Class rank 1, given that Amai Mask should be in the S-Class, but we'll talk about him later. But I really do feel like iaian has the most potential of all of the heroes, at least currently. Like, he is very close, not just in rank, but in power and skill to being an S-Class hero. I mean, he's been able to survive encounters with 2 dragon-level monsters so far. He was able to narrowly avoid the strike of Melzergard, but then one eventually took his arm. And then recently, he was able to avoid the evil natural water's jet stream, which is ultra impressive. He's also proved that he's fast enough to dodge machine gun fire. He's also able to defeat a demon-level threat with just the assistance of 2 other A-Class heroes in Bushi Drill and Okama Itachi. So, iaian, pretty impressive for an A-Class hero. And I feel like once he eventually gets his arm back, because, you know, like he lost it against Melzergard, he's probably going to go to the S-Class level. Now, of course, he just needs more training, which he'll probably get under Atomic Samurai. But speaking of him, he sees a lot of potential in iaian, and he specifically picked him to be the one in charge of the disciples when he's not around. All of this together, you know, with the potential of iaian getting a robotic prosthetic in the future, which is totally possible. I mean, there's so many avenues he could go down with that. If the Hero Association just doesn't supply it to him themselves, he could get it from Drive Knight, he can get it from Metal Knight, he can get it from Child Emperor. But once he gets those 2 arms back, I really do see him eventually getting into the S-Class. So next up, we got Suiryu, and yes, I definitely have to talk about this guy because he's asked about so much, and it makes sense considering that the contextual clues that I was talking about before pertain to him more so than any other character that is not currently a hero. And that's because at the end of chapter 75, you know, after he was saved by Saitama, he goes on to say that, like, he has a new goal, and that is essentially being a hero. I mean, he asks Saitama specifically if he thinks it's possible for him to be a hero, but more or less, I think this is pointing in the direction of Suiryu eventually joining the Hero Association. And when he inevitably does, he will for sure be an S-Class hero because he is already on that level. He's already proven that he's extremely powerful. Some people even project this guy to be a dragon in power. I don't think he's quite there, but he totally has the potential to be there for sure. I mean, it's implied that he doesn't even really train that hard. He kind of just gets away on talent. And that's a lot of what the S-Class has, is just inherent talent. I mean, not a lot of them have really worked to get to where they are. Not saying that they haven't, but most of them kind of just were born freaks. And Suiryu is certainly one of them. So it's just a matter of time, really, until this guy becomes a hero. I think it truly is inevitable, and we will reach that point of the story. So next we have Glasses, and you guys already know how I feel about this guy, but just in case you don't, please check out my video. Glasses is way more important than you thought. So yes, I do feel that Glasses will attain the level of S-Class, whether it will be in rank or power. He will get there, but this also goes back to what I said in the beginning of the video about me being unsure of how far into the story One Punch Man will go, but I feel that either it will be stated, or at least I hope it will be shown that he is going to get there. I mean, there is a reason so much emphasis and focus is placed on this character. I mean, he has 2 bonus chapters dedicated entirely to him, and also a lot of spotlight during chapter 80 and 81 when we see Garo take on Death Gatling's crew, and also the training that he is going under. It's already stated multiple times that he progresses immensely in strength and is already increasing in his rank. So he will eventually be in the A class very soon, I feel, and then most likely towards the end of the story be in the S class, especially if he continues to do the reminiscent style of training to that of Saitama, and we saw that he became immensely powerful over the span of about 2 years, give or take. It took him about to get to S class, maybe a little less than that. But I feel as though Glasses is probably moving faster than Saitama. Also goes back to the time constraint that I said that we're possibly on. So more or less he will get there. But just like with Suiryu, it's only a matter of time until he does. So now I'm going to go into some of the support team members. I'm talking about the little crew organized in Chapter 93 by Sitch and Sekigahara to assist the S-Class Strike Team in their raid against the Monster Association. And we do know that these guys are projected to be in the S-Class, or at least some of them, because it is specifically said by Sekigahara in Chapter 93. He says many among them are promising upstarts who harbor the potential to climb the ranks all the way up to the S-Class in the future. That is my expectation, at least. And I don't feel that this is a throwaway line. I feel that this is put there for a reason, because they are likely to be there in the future for sure. But not all of them. I feel as though 3 of them specifically are going to attain that rank. So let's go into who they are. So first we have Needle Star. And I have a lot of faith in this guy. I really like this character. I think he's a breath of fresh air into this series. And I do honestly believe that he is going to be one of these support team members to eventually attain the level of S-Class. I mean, first of all, there's a lot of focus placed on this character, as well as the other 2 that I'm going to be talking about. But he does have some serious skills to back up the spotlight that's put on him as well. I feel like he's kind of like an analog to Metal Bat, because they kind of have like an aesthetic similarity, a temperament similarity as well, but then they're also weapon-based, very heavily reliant on their weapon. And his, of course, is like a chained mace, which he's very skilled with. But if we go even deeper, Needle Star, according to Rhino Wrestler's power scale that he, establishes in Chapter 94, according to him, he has a rating of 25. This is after Needle Star does like his signature move to him. And 25 is actually the second highest recorded in that chapter according to all of the support team. Like, we see him more or less rate all of them. Maybe 1 or 2 is excluded. But we have to remember that Needle Star is only B-Class rank 71. And he's being compared to like A-Class heroes as well. I mean, just for example, like one-shotter's sniper bullets from his crazy gun that he has, they were only rated as 15 by Rhino Wrestler. And Needle Star is 25 here from just one of his strongest attacks. So like I said, this is the second highest rated, and we'll go into the first highest rated of the support team. But to give you more context, he rated iaian at a 69, which is a very nice rating. But, like we already established, iaian is very far ahead of the support team in power. Like I said before, he's close to S-Class. So that's kind of giving you a reference. But Needle Star, based off of that alone, along with the context from Sekigahara about the potential of these S-Class guys and the focus placed on him, as well as just the characterization of Needle Star, I feel like he certainly has the potential and will likely be an S-Class hero. So now let's go into who I said was rated first, according to Rhino Wrestler's power scale, and that is Captain Mizuki. I feel like for sure she's going to be an S-Class hero. I mean, come on, guys. So much emphasis is placed on her. She kind of has like an underling aspect to her under Darkshine, so maybe he trains her or gives her some kind of advice to get stronger. I mean, that's eventually what's going to happen with her, along with Needle Star and these other characters. They're just going to train to get stronger. We've seen it with Glasses, like who we just talked about. You can train to become stronger, and you can train to attain the level of S-Class. Now, it's not likely, and it's not guaranteed that everyone can achieve that level. You kind of need to either break yourself like Saitama, or you might have just inherent potential to attain that level. But not everybody is equal in this department. But I feel, given the rating from Rhino Wrestler that Needle Star had of a 25, and with Mizuki having a rating of 30, that was the highest of all the support team. And Mizuki, just like Needle Star, is B-Class. She's B-Class rank 71. She's even lower ranked than Needle Star is, but despite that, she had the highest of everyone. Like I said, one-shotter's bullets were 15, and she's double that. Just her throwing that ball at Rhino wrestler. And also, she's pretty strong regardless of that, even if she doesn't have her arsenal with her. So I just feel like with the rest of them, she will eventually get there. It's just, I'm not sure when. And then the last support team member I want to talk about is Gearsper. You know that this was coming because, come on, guys. He already showed S-Class level power in Chapter 117 in that insane Esper feat against Neon. When he just suddenly was able to unlock his power, just started conjuring Esper lightning, which is said by Tatsumaki to be like exceptionally powerful, something that's not common to all Espers. But he was able to pull like buildings apart, create like these spikes of debris, and hurled them at Neon. Now granted, this didn't do much because Neon is a freaking cadre and it's going to take a lot more than that to take him down, but still, I feel that this would have taken down a demon. And if we know about the comparative scale of the Hero Association with disaster levels to heroes, it is required of an S-Class hero to be able to take down a demon. So that right there is already showing that he is capable of being an S-Class hero, but we also know that he doesn't quite have the stamina yet, I'll say, and maybe he can't tap into it whenever he wants, you know, this crazy Esper powers that he has, because we've seen that he was struggling with that basically since we were introduced to him in Chapter 93. So I feel that now that we have seen what he is capable of, it's just a matter of time until he's able to train it and hone his power. But I do feel that he is a part of this trifecta of this support team. You know, with Needlestar, Mizuki, and Gearsper. These are the three characters that are focused on the most. And now that Gearsper has this crazy, insane feat to him, he will also eventually be in the S-Class. And also, we do need more Espers, because all we really have right now is Fubuki and Tatsumaki, so why not? And then lastly, let's just touch on Amai Mask. He basically is an S-Class hero, but just without the rank. As we know, he is A-Class rank 1, and he holds on to that rank so he can decide who goes to the S-Class and who doesn't. But I do feel eventually Amai Mask will go to the S-Class, so I'm not going to spoil anything in this video. Not that there is anything to spoil with Amai Mask, don't worry, but I do feel that given the events of what will happen in the story, he will eventually move up to the S-Class and just let go of that vice grip that he currently has on the A-Class. When he gets there, it's really up to you to decide how far he will be in the S-Class. Check out my video, please, you know, what if Amai Mask was an S-Class hero? I go way into detail in there. And then, other than that, I guess you're probably wondering, like, what are my thoughts on Fubuki? Will she be an S-Class hero? Well, I don't want to talk about her in this video because very soon I'm going to make Fubuki her very own video, and I'm going to talk about it in depth there. So, look out for that. But that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you thought about this. Who do you feel is going to be the future of the S-Class? Do you think it's going to be most of the people I've talked about in this video, if not all of them? Do you think I'm crazy for saying Needlestar is going to be an S-Class hero of the future? Let me know. And if you liked it, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon, gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you next one.